Hello, Ham Fam! Seeing as we're all stuck inside practicing social distancing, we thought we'd put together a mega compilation of some of the most scariest clips we've seen in the last year or so. So strap yourself in, fall asleep, get scared, whatever it is you do to our content. Here it is, enjoy. Ventriloquist dummies are undeniably creepy. Their faces are often devoid of real expression, the mechanisms that move them trapped behind lifeless glass eyes. The older the doll, the creepier it is. In this video, the head of a ventriloquist dummy named Mr. Fritz that was built in the 1940s at the height of World War II has left numerous internet users even more horrified of dolls. The owner of the collection where the dummy is kept noticed that on several mornings each week, the door to the glass case was found standing open, even though it had been locked the night before. He decided to set up a camera to see if he could figure out why. The footage begins by showing the head of the dummy locked away inside its case. The head rests atop a narrow stand, making it impossible for anyone to have moved the head without being spotted by the camera. As the camera rolls, the locked door to the glass case suddenly swings open. Shortly after, the eyes and mouth of the doll open and close slowly, one at a time, for several seconds. After seeing the footage, the dummy's owner was terrified. Since the footage went viral, Mr. Fritz has had his case covered with a blanket and secured with chains to hopefully prevent any further supernatural events. In a series of scary TikTok videos, user @security1275, a security guard working at a cemetery in Savannah, Georgia, terrified users of the social media app when he investigated unusual noises that he heard while working late one night among the dead. To make matters even more terrifying, not long after the footage was posted on TikTok, the user deleted all of the footage and abandoned his account on the site. After the night in question, his internet presence has practically ceased, leaving many to wonder what actually happened on that fateful night. In the first video, the security guard is stationed near one of the cemetery's mausoleums when he hears a strange noise. He states that it sounds like banging, so he most likely believes that he's dealing with a trespasser. Deciding that it's his job to investigate the sound, he approaches the creepy structure.
Bear with me, guys.
As he approaches, the camera picks up what appears to be a mysterious person standing to the right of the building. The guard doesn't seem to notice them, but many users have insisted the figure is there.
Bear with me, guys.
He investigates further, heading inside the mausoleum. After a few seconds of exploring the building, the camera picks up another eerie sound, the voice of a child whispering a tentative hello.
Door was open again. Hello, security!
After that, the situation becomes unclear, as the camera's microphone only picks up the sounds of running and banging as the guard desperately attempts to locate the source of the sound.
Okay. I don't know how the hell they keep opening these. Hello?
At this point, he still seems to believe that the sounds are coming from human trespassers.
I don't know where the hell these people are.
Later in the night, the guard uploads a second video. This time, he claims to have seen someone standing outside the same mausoleum that he investigated earlier. He bravely heads inside once again, even though the building's lights are flickering on and off as he approaches. Things inside the building have gone from spooky to terrifying.
Okay, guys. I'm really not sure what's going on here.
On this trip inside, the camera picks up a blood-curdling scream inside the chapel. It seems to be screaming, "Get out."
I'm really not sure what's going on here.
The guard quickly flees when he hears this, but moves on to explore other parts of the building. Inside the area of the mausoleum that he visited earlier, he hears the eerie sound of a child singing "Ring Around the Rosie." Other users claim to have heard the voice saying, "There is no God here." These disturbing utterances seem to be the last straw for the guard as he quickly runs from the building.
Nope, I'm getting out of here.
In a final video, the guard returns to the mausoleum in the light of day, to look around and hopefully find evidence to explain the night's eerie events in a less terrifying environment. Unfortunately, the childlike voice that terrified him the night before has not left the building. Inside, the voice greets him with a hello.
Making sure there's nobody in here. Anybody in here?
The guard attempts to converse with the child after the voice makes a pitiful plea, asking the guard, "Can you help me?"
Hello?
He attempts to locate the child, asking questions, but is unable to find any evidence of the voice's source.
I can't see you. You're correct, so you need to come out, okay?
The video ends shortly after, leaving viewers to wonder what happened to the guard. Many believe that he quit his job after the harrowing night depicted in the footage, but his internet silence has left users with more questions
I'm
than
really
answers.
not sure what's going on here.
This is some shocking footage uploaded to a YouTube channel called Eastwood Westwood. It claims to be filmed by a CCTV camera in an undisclosed location in China. In the clip, you can see a silver SUV and a white sedan enter an intersection when suddenly they lift off the ground. They hover upward unusually as if pulled by wires or some kind of magnetic force. The black sedan seen driving at the bottom of the screen slows down as if in awe of what's happening. When the video was shared to social media, it sparked a fierce debate. Firstly, no one seems to be able to identify where in China the clip was filmed, nor have any witnesses come forward regarding the incident. Some viewers think the physics of the cars lifting into the air looks a little off, as if it's computer generated. However, others think the incident is real, claiming that the phenomenon is a sudden and severe lack of gravity caused by a series of earthquakes in nearby Taiwan. I'll throw this one out to the viewers. Did two cars really experience a sudden lack of gravity and rise into the air, or is this video just a clever hoax? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. True Horror Stories of Texas is known for eerie videos brought to the internet from the southwestern United States. However, this video takes them across the border to Mexico, where an exploration of ancient ruins led to some truly terrifying footage. In the video, we see an explorer walking around the ruins. The area is dim, but not completely dark. In the shadows that lurk in the corners, the camera picks up something unexpected. A dark form hiding among the broken bricks and crumbling walls. The explorers don't seem to notice and continue their tour of the ruins. However, when they turn toward the exit moments later, they're surprised to see someone lurking near the exit. Even in the bright light spilling in from outside, the figure appears entirely black, wearing a long dress and with a face obscured by long black hair. When the men call out to her, she quickly turns to flee. Her movements are quick, but she appears to be lifting off the ground as she turns away. A slow motion recap confirms that she clearly takes flight to escape the men pursuing her. It's unclear exactly who or what the figure was, but many are certain that she's a witch. This short but chilling clip, taken from a security camera somewhere in Japan, first surfaced sometime in mid-2016. It shows a man briefly waiting by the side of the road before a taxi arrives to pick him up. However, as he steps onto the road, some kind of dark figure can suddenly be seen following him towards the vehicle. The figure appears to be wearing a dress and has long black hair and a hunched posture, similar to many ghosts of Japanese folklore. It eerily shadows the man as he enters the taxi. However, rather than also getting into the car, it appears to float right through the side of it. While there's very little information available about this video, it's difficult to know for sure exactly what the security camera has captured. That, and the fact that the footage quality is very low, has led many skeptics to believe that the appearance of the ghost might be little more than a very clever editing job. Unfortunately, without further information, we may never learn the truth behind this truly eerie ghost video. There seems to be a lot of activity among shadow people lately. Another slapped-hand viewer, Louise Orellana, shared a video that seems to depict the work of a shadowy figure. The video is from a security camera trained on a small stairway. The area is still and quiet. The only movement comes from small insects flying through the light shining down on the camera. Suddenly, a shadow seems to fall across the camera. Then, a piece of mirror leaning against the wall suddenly turns, as if knocked askew by a strong wind. It then crashes to the ground and shatters all over the pavement. A moment after the mirror splinters into thousands of pieces, another shadow seems to be moving on the same spot where the glass shattered. It appears as a human figure leaning over the broken glass. After pausing for a moment, the shadow disappears. In most mysterious videos of shadow people, they appear as mysterious but passive figures. In this video, the shadow person could be expressing anger by taking it out on the glass. The image of the shadow leaning over the glass after it breaks makes this video truly frightening. This next clip is like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. In the Indian state of Karnataka, workers were excavating a site near Sadashivgad Fort as part of a roadworks operation when they uncovered an ancient Shiva shrine. It was unearthed when part of the mountainside collapsed during the works. In the footage, beside the possibly centuries-old relic, a cobra is standing guard. It hisses at workers, warning them to not come any closer. According to legend, the god Shiva wore a cobra around their neck, symbolizing the control of death in the past, present, and future. Could this be an omen sent from the gods to protect this sacred site, or is it all just a bizarre coincidence? CCTV cameras have been popping up everywhere and are another great source for scary videos. This strange video, shot by a user called Mr. Valkyrie, comes from a security camera in a housing subdivision. The camera shows a view of a pathway leading to the subdivision's gate. There's a partial view of the street outside the gate. At first, the night is still, but the calm is soon interrupted by a bizarre occurrence. A few seconds into the video, a figure approaches. It turns to face the gate, and a moment later, it's miraculously on the other side. In a single instant, the figure appears to move straight through the clearly closed steel gate. The figure then begins to walk down the path towards the camera. At first, it's difficult to distinguish any features, either because of the dark or because the figure is semi-transparent. As it comes into the light closer to the camera, we can see that it appears to be a man in baggy shorts walking slowly down the pathway. Viewers of the video have suggested that the man could be a ghost or perhaps even a shapeshifter. Authorities have investigated but come up with no answers. Driving down a dark street late at night can be nerve-wracking. It's definitely not the time or place to be thinking about Japanese ghost videos. Unfortunately for this driver, they ended up recording one. Driving down a lonely road late one night, this driver spotted something peculiar along the side of the road. It was long after dark, so there was no reason for anyone to be out on foot. Yet the footage clearly shows a young woman on the side of the road. To make the video even more disturbing, the woman isn't walking along the road, as if she was caught out late trying to get home. She merely stands behind the guardrail, staring eerily at the ground. When the ghostly woman is illuminated by the car's headlights, we can see that she has long dark hair and wears a white dress. This fits the typical description of the traditional Japanese yurei, a ghost from Japanese folklore. These spirits typically wear white, reflecting the white burial kimono used in traditional funeral rituals. They often look disheveled and have limbs that seem to hang lifelessly from their bodies. Whether this entity was a yurei or just some creepy woman lurking, her appearance alongside the road late at night was likely spine-chilling for this driver. No list of creepy things caught on video would be complete without this piece of chilling footage. Uploaded to Cringy Parkour's YouTube channel in May 2017, the clip begins as the camera holder hears a scream coming from inside a sewer pipe and decides to check it out. With only his camera light to guide him, he makes his way deeper and deeper into the darkness. Suddenly, he hears another noise that sounds like some sort of distressed or angry animal.
What the hell?
Cautiously, he calls out but gets no response. He decides to continue, when out of the darkness he's confronted by some sort of bizarre creature. At first, the video doesn't seem to have captured anything too scary as the creature only appears for a brief second. At this point, it would be easy to dismiss the footage as a hoax. However, if you slow the clip down and enhance the light, it becomes apparent that the boy might have actually come face to face with something truly chilling. The creature appears to have long, almost insect-like legs and a near featureless face, except for its piercing white eyes. The camera holder turns and runs towards the exit as the beast can be heard shrieking behind him. Whatever this YouTuber has caught on camera certainly doesn't look like any known animal. Could it perhaps be some sort of cryptid? Without further information, we may never know what is truly lurking in the depths of this sewer drain. In mid-2016, striking footage emerged that appears to show the moment a statue of Jesus Christ opens its eyes. This unsettling video was shot in the Sotelo Cathedral in Mexico, just west of Monterrey. In the clip, you can see an enormous statue of Jesus mounted on the cross at the rear of the church. As the camera pans back and forth across the room, you can see the eyes of the statue flick open. They seem to stare right at the camera, then suddenly they close. The video sent shockwaves through the Christian religious community when it was shared on the internet. Many took the footage as a sign of the second coming of Christ heading to church immediately to pray for their sins. Others, however, were a little more reserved, suggesting the video was a hoax. Professional analysts have spent weeks scouring every frame of the video, which has led to a divided community. Some say the footage is unedited and genuine, others think there's a slight blurriness over the eyes which could suggest CGI. A further 20 specialists, including priests, sculptors, video editors and designers, analysed the footage, but again opinion was divided. The local bishop was asked to review the footage but refused to watch it even once. What do you think? Is Jesus really blinking at us? Love to hear your opinion in the comments section below. Tourists are often attracted to the Amazon jungle for its beautiful plant life and plethora of animals that can't be seen anywhere else. However, 2 British tourists visiting the Manau region in 2011 got more than they bargained for. The tourists took a video of a group of children as they stood several yards away from the edge of the jungle. When reviewing the footage, they noticed an odd light coming from a gap in the trees. When examining the light, they noticed something even more startling to the left of the light, an alien figure standing in the trees. The alien appears to be stretching its back as it stands among the foliage. Paranormal researchers were quick to defend the footage as legitimate, even noting that a research project established by the Brazilian government, Operation Prado, had sent military researchers to the same area to investigate possible evidence of alien visitors. Is this footage a well-executed hoax or true evidence of alien life? We may never know for sure, but the video is certainly compelling. This video, uploaded to Facebook by user Jessica Soho, if true and unedited, would have to be one of the creepiest pieces of ghost footage ever captured. The young Filipino boy in this clip often enjoys playing with his mother's phone while she cooks dinner. One evening, the mother let him be with the phone and thought nothing of it. That is until much later, when she finally had the opportunity to review the selfies her son had taken and saved in her camera roll. What the mother saw would shock her, as the videos showed her son and deceased mother side by side. The video shows her son with her mother's face barely in the frame and mostly cut off with blackened eyes. She hovers eerily to the left of screen. A side-by-side photo reveals the likeness of the mysterious figure to that of the grandma. The photo on the right shows the grandmother when she was alive, clearly full of life. The still image on the left, however, has sunken black eyes and grey skin. Reviewing the photos late at night, the boy's mother ran to her eldest son's bedroom to wake him up in the middle of the night and ask him if he knew anything about the video his younger brother had taken, to which the boy responded that he had no idea what was going on. So distressed, the mother decided that she must take steps to contact a psychic in an effort to discover if the spirit was truly her mother, and why her mother had chosen to visit her son now, more than 1 year after her passing. A follow-up video depicts the family and the psychic attempting to make contact with the grandmother in order to discover her true purpose. Lighting candles and communicating with the deceased woman, the psychic would go on to explain to the family that the grandma had simply been lonely. The psychic advised the family that the grandmother's spirit had actually been distraught at the idea that they had seemingly forgotten all about her. Instructed to keep her in their prayers in order to avoid making the grandmother's spirit come to them, the family immediately left to visit the grandmother's grave after the communion. What do you make of this eerie video? Could it really be true? Is this boy's deceased grandmother really visiting the family? It would appear a giant ring of fire appeared in the skies over Israel in 2016. If this video is to be believed, an epic ring of fire appeared in the sky above Jerusalem, much to the amazement of hundreds of onlookers. An ominous sound of trumpets was also heard blaring around town while the phenomenon lit up the skies. When the clip went public, numerous theories were put forth. Most viewers hailed it as a sign from God. Many referred to the book of Revelation, which states that 7 trumpets will ring in the beginning of the apocalypse. Others thought it was the work of Project Bluebeam, a conspiracy theory that suggests the US government is manipulating a new world order via a technologically simulated second coming. Then there were the usual suggestions of aliens or even chemtrails. Skeptics have noted that the ring of fire does look like CGI, which could mean the whole thing is nothing more than a hoax. As with most of these strange religious themed videos, we're all either gonna die horribly or it's just a fake. In July 2016, an unsettling clip was uploaded to Last Leaf Studios' YouTube channel that shows one of the creepiest things ever caught on video. The footage, which was captured in Kiev, Ukraine, appears to show some sort of creature hanging underneath a bridge. As the beast makes its way towards a lighted area underneath the structure, its size and shape suddenly becomes apparent. It appears to resemble some sort of humanoid or very large ape, and moves in a similar fashion to a sloth, only much faster. However, if you zoom in, you can actually see that it moves both of its rear legs at the same time, as if pulling itself along the railing. When the clip first surfaced, many thought that the creature had to be some sort of ape that had escaped a nearby zoo. However, several cryptid enthusiasts have since suggested that the beast appears to be far larger than any known animal. What do you think this bizarre creature is? Could it be some sort of large animal, possibly even an escaped pet, or is it something else entirely? This video was supposedly captured in India by a farmer who was searching for missing livestock using a night vision camera. After walking for some time, the farmer, as if startled by a strange noise, turns towards a large tree. He points the camera up into the branches where he spots some sort of bizarre creature perched among the leaves. The The farmer zooms in for a closer look at the beast. However, it appears to take him several seconds to actually realize what he's looking at. The creature looks crouched as if ready to leap at the distraught farmer. He then lets out a panicked gasp and quickly flees the area. If you take a closer look as he initially zooms in on the creature, you can see that it appears to be moving. However, it could just be a shadow cast by the camera's light that's creating the illusion. It has a relatively large head for its body size, and looks as though it's perched in a manner similar to that of an insect or even a frog. While the poor camera quality makes it difficult to see the creature in any great detail, whatever it is certainly startled the farmer. Could it be possible that this is the creature responsible for the farmer's missing livestock? Without further information, we may never learn the truth behind this mysterious video. Opening its doors in 2006, the Suvarnabhumi airport in Thailand is home to countless bone-chilling claims. From reports of airport staff being possessed to shadow people lurking in the periphery and awful screams in the night. Since the reports began, there have been numerous shrines erected in the vicinity in an attempt to fend against the evil spirits. Unfortunately, however, staff quickly realized that the shrines were no help. One of the very first occurrences was with a security guard, who claimed he was possessed by an evil spirit, requesting a shrine to be made. Staff noticed his behaviour becoming increasingly erratic. He would shout at nothing and often linger around the airport into the night, well after his shift had ended. One night he was found in a trance chanting in a bathroom. The following day he had no recollection about what he had been up to. This video here was taken in mid-2017 at Suvarnabhumi airport by a security guard late at night. As you can see, there appears to be dozens of ghostly figures disembarking from a plane that isn't there. The people have an eerie, translucent quality as they stream along the passenger boarding bridge, one after the other. Some experts who have reviewed the footage think it might be a reflection of passengers walking along an adjacent terminal. Others have noted, however, the strange pattern the figures make as they walk, which suggests they're actually behind the glass windows of the bridge. In recent years, many ceremonies and rituals have been held in attempts to push away any lingering spirits. Unfortunately, their efforts have been in vain thus far. Reports have actually become more frequent over the past few years, with eerie figures spotted down long dark hallways and disembodied whispers almost a daily occurrence. This bizarre piece of footage was sent to YouTube channel Apex TV in June 2018. Viewers are calling it a visit from a real member of the Men in Black. In an unknown law firm in Alaska, a secretary inexplicably went missing one afternoon after having a strange interaction with a suited man. In the CCTV footage, you can see the secretary at the front desk typing things into a computer. That's when a tall bald man walks in wearing a black suit. He has a peculiar demeanour and precise mannerisms. Unfortunately, there's no audio, so we don't know what's being said, but you can soon tell that the secretary becomes uneasy. At one point, she shakes her head and points to the door, as if asking the man to leave. The situation escalates further, as the woman grabs a gun out of the office drawer. She stands up. The suited man lifts his hand, then tilts it to the side in a strange motion. It's as if the secretary falls into a trance as she turns, takes the cartridge out of the gun and places them both on the desk. The suited man gestures once more and the woman complies, by reaching into a bag, pulling out what looks to be a camera. She then calmly walks around the desk and out the door. The suited man follows. When the video was first posted, it quickly went viral, racking up over 4 million views with more than 13,000 comments, all wondering what was going on in the footage. A lot of the comments were quick to call the man a real-life member of the infamous Men in Black, an alleged top-secret government agency that responds to paranormal events. Some even believe the agents themselves are alien hybrids that have mysterious abilities such as mind control. Others thought the whole video was staged and felt it was too good to be true, but admitted it is a curious piece of footage. So if the video is genuine, what is on the camera? Had this secretary been witness to some strange event and perhaps captured evidence that needed to be destroyed? Love to get your opinion on this one in the comments section below. This now famous ghost video was captured in mid-2013 in Bogota, Colombia. What makes the footage so compelling is that the eerie woman seen in the clip was actually filmed by several separate CCTV security cameras. The video begins as the woman, who appears to be dressed in an old maid's outfit, is seen walking along a path in a very unusual way. She takes a few steps, pauses, then takes a few more steps, then pauses again. While the footage up until this point is certainly strange, it's what happens next that will truly give you chills. 2 of the 3 security cameras that managed to capture the woman walking down the street suddenly show her vanishing into thin air. A local news station in Bogota investigated the area where the footage was taken and even invited a priest to comment on the incident. They found no plausible reason for the disappearance of the woman. When the video was first released, it caused quite a stir online. Many viewers could find no other way of explaining what they had just witnessed, other than that the woman had to have been a ghost. Some even noted that the clothes she was wearing appeared to be from a completely different time period altogether. The fact that 2 of the 3 security cameras that were filming the woman managed to catch her disappear is certainly remarkable, leaving little doubt that the footage is indeed genuine. But what could have caused the woman to suddenly vanish? Could she really have been a ghost? Or is there another explanation for this bizarre occurrence? Usually known for his videos that showcase his parkour performing dog, YouTuber Tret managed to capture something very strange on camera while out filming in the Chernivtsi province of western Ukraine. The video, which was filmed in an unknown forest, begins by showing what appears to be a metal detector and a shovel lying on the ground. The camera then pans past an old overgrown cabin, eventually focusing on what looks like a mine shaft that's been boarded up. The YouTuber moves in for a closer look and is able to peer between the boards and catch a glimpse of the darkness below. Suddenly, he spots some sort of scary creature peering back at him. Spooked by what he's just seen, the YouTuber runs from the area and the footage abruptly ends. If you take a closer look at the creature, you can see that it has large eyes that appear to reflect the light of the camera, creating the eerie illusion that they're actually glowing. It has a wide open mouth and its skin appears to have the soft, moist texture of a frog. The YouTuber claims that he captured the video on his mobile phone, but gives little other context as to what he thinks the creature was or what he was doing in the middle of the woods in the first place. One can assume by the tools present that he was perhaps hunting for valuables and was maybe even considering entering the mine shaft before he spotted the creature. As the video's in another language, would love to know what he's actually saying during the clip. There's a link to the original video in the description box below. In late 2018, security guard Francisco Hernandez from Mexico City heard strange thumping noises coming from a disused plane at the airport. He boarded the craft to investigate. What he discovered is chilling. As Hernandez shines his torch down the aisle of the plane, he hears some noises coming from the rear of the craft. He takes a look but can't find anything to explain the strange noises. Then, as he's walking back down the aisle, he hears the noise once more and turns around. At the end of the plane, you can see a shadow figure peer around the corner. It tentatively looks and hides. As the security guard gets closer, it's obvious that some kind of shadowy entity is looking right at him. In a panic, he turns and runs. When the video was posted to social media, it naturally garnered a lot of attention. It even got picked up by a number of large news outlets. Since then, viewers have been debating what the shadow figure could be. The majority of comments believed it to be a ghost, perhaps someone who died at the airport. Others thought it was a demonic entity making itself known to the patrolman. Skeptics thought it was a hoax and that the shadow effect must have been added in afterwards. However, it should be noted that running a hoax like this would jeopardize Hernandez's employment. Considering he has access to airplanes after hours, one would assume his security clearance is quite high. Would Hernandez make a prank video and put his career on the line, or did he genuinely capture something paranormal on camera? Here's some eerie footage filmed on a dashcam in Singapore. As the motorist makes their way along Upper Bukit Timah Road, a strange figure can be seen standing on the cement divider to the right of screen. It looks to be a translucent girl with long hair wearing a black and white dress. Many viewers have been quick to call this a ghost sighting, perhaps a young girl that lost her life along this stretch of busy road. Skeptics have said it's nothing more than a person standing on the cement divider, noting that you can see them step up onto the wall moments earlier. One debunking website even suggested it was a unicycle rider practicing their skills along the slim cement boundary. Is this just a risk-taking pedestrian, or has this dashcam really captured the spirit of a lost soul forced to wander this stretch of road? A family day at the playground is a wonderful time to make some memories. In this video, a family takes videos of their young daughter as she runs around the playground, having a good time playing on the swings, slides and jungle gyms at their local park. Everything seems normal and carefree, as the family has a wonderful day together. However, when the family reviewed the footage, they discovered an uninvited guest that had made an appearance. In one shot in the footage, when their daughter was running around on the jungle gym, they noticed a slightly older girl with very pale skin and dark hair standing at the top of the jungle gym. She's staring directly into the camera as the girl runs past. What's truly disturbing is her expression. She appears to be glaring at the camera with an evil scowl. When the camera pans back, the girl is gone. To make matters even more terrifying, the family is certain that when they were there in the park, there was no other child at the top of the jungle gym when the footage was shot. They certainly would have remembered a girl glaring at them so menacingly. Could this video then be depicting some sort of unhappy spirit? If so, who is she? This creepy piece of footage began circulating on WhatsApp in May 2018. It appears to show a lady scaling the walls of a building. She has long black hair and a hospital gown or white dress on. The most striking part of the clip is the ease of which the figure climbs the wall. She must have phenomenal strength to ascend so quickly and skillfully. The clip has been shared thousands of times, and it seems with each new share the story changes somewhat. Some say this was taken by CCTV camera in Virar West Sanjivani Hospital in Mumbai. Others mention Al Hasnagar Central Hospital and the Government Hospital Bathinda, all locations throughout India. Another version claims that a student filmed the video when they woke up in the middle of the night to pee. They noticed what they called a jinn or spirit climbing the walls of the building behind their apartment, but this version took place in Karachi, Pakistan. Viewers all over the world have debated the footage. A lot of people are saying it's the ghost of a former patient of one of the hospitals. Some think it might even be someone who has escaped from the psychiatric ward. Although the accounts and locations vary, it still doesn't detract from the creepy piece of footage. Seeing the lady eerily climb the wall is enough to give you chills every time. Adding to the myriad of other concerns parents must face in a day, it seems as though some paranormal creatures just love messing with children. In this video, uploaded to YouTube by user Junnet Channel, a small boy is seen playing in a pool with a man who appears to be his father. While a majority of the video focuses on this sweet family activity, something quite unusual happens at around the 7-second mark. As the boy's father lifts him up in the pool, both of his hands are accounted for. However, as he moves him through the pool, viewers will notice a mysterious additional hand suddenly appearing, clutching at the boy. blink and you'll miss it, as the hand quickly moves away. However, after countless replays of the video, viewers are left scratching their heads, wondering exactly where that additional hand came from. If you slow the footage down, it becomes frighteningly clear that an unaccounted for hand does indeed reach for the boy. While the mysterious hand left as quickly as it came, the boy's parents were probably more than a bit concerned and bewildered. As with the video of the girl being pushed or pulled forcefully back in her home, this video will only serve to increase the paranoia of parental figures everywhere. One of TikTok's most popular features is the setting that allows users to add popular music to their videos, letting anyone create their own music video. These videos are usually silly, but some users have managed to make unexpectedly scary TikTok videos. User @BillyGolf used the music feature to record a video dancing along to the music. Wearing a whimsical onesie, BillyGolf starts the video and then jumps onto a nearby counter to perform a dance. The room is dim, but we can see some of the features of the room, including a darkened doorway towards the back of the room. It's this doorway that eventually reveals something terrifying. As the performer dances, a shadow seems to walk past the doorway. It appears human in size and shape. However, the most unusual thing about the shadow is that it appears to be transparent in colour, yet clearly visible. It looks almost like a human-shaped mist walking past the doorway. As it passes, it appears to turn towards the camera for just a second before disappearing again. Unlike many of the other scary TikTok videos out there, this user doesn't appear to notice that anything strange has happened and continues dancing. One thing's for sure, she must have been terrified when she finally reviewed the footage. This is another odd piece of footage coming out of India. In June 2018, people began sharing a video titled "Strange Alien Caught Attacking Animals in Karnataka Village." The clip, which was allegedly filmed in Karnataka in southwest India, shows a masked figure squatting in a barn. A villager looks to be fending the creature off with a makeshift axe. While the title of the video alludes to this creature being an alien, it clearly looks to be a child wearing a mask with a matted wig. Some claim it might even be a monkey wearing a mask. Where the story gets most peculiar is that local villagers had been reporting livestock and other animals dying of mysterious circumstances. They said they would find cows, sheep and goats afflicted with strange bite marks and other wounds. The animals would then perish soon after. It's difficult to tell whether the reports of dead livestock have simply been paired with this bizarre footage to create a sensational story, or whether this strange masked figure really has been killing animals in the village. YouTube user BakuDD posted this terrifying Japanese ghost video in August of 2010. The exact origins of this clip are unclear, as it seems to have been passed around the internet quite a few times from forum to forum. Each time, however, the users are chilled to their core, as this piece of footage seems to show a spirit manifesting on camera. The video begins with a few seconds of shaky, blurry shots of the interior of the home. The camera pans around quickly, not giving much of an impression of the rooms in which the camera person stands. However, there is one image that appears on the camera clearly, that of a dark figure standing against the light shining into the room from the windows. It appears to be a woman in all black. She's tall with a very thin waist, perhaps with a veil covering her head. The complete darkness of the figure makes her seem like a shadow, but not a single beam of light passes through her. She stands eerily still as she stares straight at the camera. It's unclear who or what this mysterious entity is, but many have likened her to the Grim Reaper. The woman holding the camera immediately begins to panic when she sees the figure in black, panning the camera all over the room to search for the source of the shadow creature. However, the ghostly image has disappeared without a trace. For nearly a decade, this chilling piece of footage has divided the paranormal community. Many analysts have studied this clip frame by frame, swearing the footage is genuine evidence of a ghost caught on camera. Others think the grainy quality leaves too much to doubt and that no definite conclusions can be made. Whether you think the footage is real or not, there's an undeniable creepy vibe given off by this clip. Love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments section below. Sticking with the cemetery theme, this bizarre piece of footage began circulating social media sites in mid-2017. It appears to show some kind of strange creature digging in a cemetery. Two girls from Akron, Ohio were on their work break when they decided to kill some time by driving through the local cemetery. In the footage, you can see some kind of strange animal digging up the ground. It's clawing at the dirt with its right hand over and over. It looks to be on its hands and knees, much the same way a human would dig with their hands. However, whatever it is, it seems to be covered in a dark fur. Unfortunately, the quality of the footage is low, so it's hard to tell if the creature is burying something or digging something up. Given that it's a cemetery, you'd lean towards the latter. Explanations for this piece of footage vary wildly. The Bigfoot community has latched onto the video, calling it a juvenile Sasquatch, noting the dark fur and long arms. Other viewers have called it a zombie-like creature that has risen from a nearby grave. The final and most plausible explanation is that they caught a grave robber in action. Because of the low resolution, it could be a cemetery raider wearing dark clothes and a mask of some kind, which would make it look like fur from a distance. Interestingly, the footage ends with a single photo of the plot of land that was dug up. It's quite a sizable hole, considering it was dug by hand or claw. This is some super unsettling footage that emerged on Twitter. User @BossLucci posted the video claiming he had a strange encounter with a naked running man. The clip was filmed in Maryland, United States in early 2018. It shows two men driving around a suburban neighborhood when they notice a naked man standing on the side of the road. They shout out to him to find out what he's doing. The mysterious figure begins to chase the car. Bizarrely, it looks like he could match the speed of the accelerating vehicle. Curious by the encounter, the two men do a lap of the block to find the strange naked man. Once again, he gives chase, keeping pace with the speeding SUV. He approaches the car with ferocious tenacity, showing fierce glowing eyes. He seems to move unnaturally fast as he sprints alongside the vehicle. No one can quite explain this footage. Why was the man naked on the side of the road, and why can he run almost as fast as an accelerating car? After the video was released to the public, a subreddit known as the Reddit Bureau of Investigation tried debunking the encounter. They noted that the naked man looks almost animal-like when he approaches the car with glowing green eyes. They wondered then whether the footage had been digitally enhanced for effect. However, despite several dozen people trying to get to the bottom of the footage, few plausible explanations were put forth. Some viewers have suggested that the man might have taken a stimulant, allowing him to run unnaturally fast. Others think that this is some kind of zombie hybrid, signifying the end of days. Whatever the case may be, it sure is some creepy footage. There's very little information available about this video, other than it was supposedly filmed in southern Vermont, several miles north of Green Mountain National Forest. Prior to the footage surfacing, several locals had reported that their animals were mysteriously vanishing without a trace. Some even found dead livestock in their backyards with puncture wounds on their necks. This video is said to have been captured by two teenagers who claimed to have had an encounter with an alien in a local park. The story goes that they were heading home from a party when they began to hear strange noises. They took out their phones and captured this eerie footage. The clip shows a bizarre long-limbed creature that appears from behind a tree and slowly makes its way across the grass. It has a bulbous black head and slim body. The figure's hind legs look like those of a human, but most strikingly are its two elongated front arms that it uses to stalk eerily through the park. Initially, some viewers labelled the video a fake. However, many others thought it could indeed show proof of the creature thought responsible for taking livestock from the area. Could there actually be an unidentified creature living in the hills of southern Vermont? Or is this video more likely a well-made hoax? I'll throw this one out to you guys. Let us know in the comments section below. When you spend an evening at home alone with your significant other, you probably aren't expecting to end up shooting a spooky video. However, the people in this video attempting to shoot a cute clip as they cuddled on the couch ended up getting some very mysterious footage. The video was submitted by Slapcam viewer ShenaleeXOXO, and they shared this video shot by two of their friends. According to the people who shot the clip, they were completely alone in the house when they took the video. As they play around with the camera, you can see multiple views of the room. However, at one angle, a dark-robed figure appears standing at the end of the couch. The figure is hard to make out, but it appears to be a tall, human-shaped creature lurking in the corner of the room. The two people shooting the video don't react to the appearance of the lurker, so it seems likely that the figure only appears on video. So what is this mysterious figure that only the camera can pick up? Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comments section below. TikTok user 5UP3R5WA66N3AL loves her 3 dogs, so she decides to make a short video showing her beloved pooches as they relax late one evening. She didn't anticipate to record one of the scariest TikTok videos that would capture the site's attention. As she records her pets, 2 of her dogs are calm, cool and collected, but one of the pets seems to have spotted something unusual. The video shows the pooch staring down the dark hallway adjacent to the room.
Get ready to go to bed myself. What the f is that?
At first, nothing seems unusual. However, a few seconds later, the woman recording the video notices something odd as well.
What the f is that? What? Oh God!
There is a dark doorway just beyond the entrance to the room. In the darkness of the hallway, a shadowy figure is barely visible peeking out from the doorway.
What is that? What? Oh God!
It's difficult to see, but the figure appears to be a tall, human-shaped entity, though only the top of its body is visible in the doorway. The creature becomes easier to see a few seconds later, when it suddenly pulls itself back into the room it's peeking out from, quickly rushing to hide again in the darkness of the nearby room.
Bed myself. What the f is that? What? Oh God!
The woman recording the video is clearly terrified when she sees the shadowy figure move to hide itself. She yells out in shock and terror.
What the f is that? What? Oh God!
A moment later, the video cuts off abruptly, so no one has any idea what happened after the camera stopped rolling. Some scary videos, such as this footage submitted to YouTube by Guy Terry, are truly the stuff of nightmares. The ghosts of children are often the saddest and most frightening. The spirit caught in this video is certainly one of the more terrifying ghosts caught on film. At first, the only creepy thing in this footage is the mysterious sound of crying. The person holding the camera attempts to locate the source of the mournful noise. Believing that it's coming from outside the door, they carefully crack open the front door and peer outside. Unfortunately for them, they've found the source. A little girl curled up in the hallway, her face buried in her knees, obscured in shadow. Frightened by the sight, they quickly close the door. Could it have just been a normal human girl in the hallway having a cry? They open the door again for another look. What they see this time will make your heart skip a beat. The girl is now standing closer to the door, her arms spread, her face still in shadows. The cameraman quickly closes the door, clearly fearful of the child's bizarre appearance. We never get a good look at the girl, but whether human or phantom, her behaviour is truly spine-chilling.
If you want more scary videos just like these ones, then check out these 2 links right there. Leave us a comment down below or hit that thumbs up button because it lets us know you're enjoying the content. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.